With the bad guys in theaters, we decided now is the perfect time to draft the bad guys draft. Me, Christian, and Trevor will be drafting bad guys from movies. So to kick off the draft, Trevor will be picking.
I'm going to select Shooter McGavin from Happy Gilmore. That guy sucks. He said he was literally going to buy the house, piss on the ashes. Shooter McGavin was the first man I think I ever hated because I watched this movie as a young kid and I didn't think anyone could be this bad. The guy literally eats pieces of shit for breakfast.
My first pick is a big one. I'm going Ivan Drago from Rocky IV.
I was gonna pick him.
That
was one of my three.
I'm sorry, but
I must break you.
I must break you.
this guy is just pure evil. Immediately after jamming out to James Brown, he clobbers the shit out of Apollo Creed, kills him, and his reaction is, if he dies, he dies.
If he dies, he dies.
The guy only has like 3 lines, but he's really scary. Regardless, it does lead to one of the greatest montages ever, set to Hearts on Fire. It's fantastic. He's a real bad guy.
With my first pick, the T-1000 from Terminator 2. If you thought the T-800 was bad, check out the T-1000. This thing is literally made of liquid metal. It can go anywhere. It can turn itself into a knife.
No, I wouldn't worry about him.
Arnold Schwarzenegger in the first one is absolutely pure evil. Even though it's not the same one in this movie, he has to go up against this freaking T-1000. It's like impossible to be killed. Linda Hamilton is being a badass the whole time, trying to shotgun pump its way to death. Coupled with Arnold Schwarzenegger having all the weapons in the world of the future. Nobody can stop this thing until the very end. And even then, do they really stop it? Visually, this is one of the baddest dudes in movies of all time.
For my next pick, I'm going to draft an actual woman. Not a bad guy, but you could say so. I'm going to pick Peyton Flanders from The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. Boy, does she sucks. She is pure evil. I don't know if you've seen this movie, but if you have, you understood. And you probably want to punch her right now if she shows up on screen. I'm sorry about that. She breastfeeds another woman's baby. She makes fun of Ernie Hudson, which is a no-go in my book.
Don't f*** with me.
Oh, she is so rude to Solomon.
That to me is like her fatal flaw. Otherwise, I get it. I always respond to that sort of thing.
She sucks and she has no point.
Alright, my next pick. Alan Rickman had a very prolific career. I miss him, he was great. And he was also very capable of playing evil well. So naturally, I'm going with his character Harry from the movie Love Actually. I just gotta say, why are men great till they gotta be great? Harry begins flirting with the office bimbo, and he buys her this necklace, and his wife, played by Emma Thompson, finds this necklace in his coat pocket. She's like, oh, this is for me. On Christmas Eve, she opens it, and it's a Joni Mitchell album. Once she connects the dots, she goes to her room, and she has a good cry. And I mean, you don't do that to Emma Thompson. Well, Kenneth Branagh actually did it. But you don't do that to Emma Thompson. So Harry, bad guy.
Out of all of the bad people that he has played,
Like who?
You know my name, but who are you?
With my next pick, I'm gonna go with Biff Tannen from Back to the Future. This man is an actual butthead. He can call as many people as he wants butthead, but he's the real butthead. This guy is dumb as crap.
Hello? Anybody home? Hey, think with fly fish.
Just absolutely going nowhere in life, but eventually he almost freaking takes over the world by betting on sports, and it literally turns the entire town into evil Biffville. And if that's not a bad guy, I don't know what is.
You know, that's a great pick, and Biff can make like a tree and get out of here.
You know, that is a great line.
for my next pick, I'm going to draft Sack Lodge from Wedding Crashers. This guy, hey kid, would you go give me a 7-Up, huh? Would you do that? Anyone that has a best friend named Trapster is definitely a bad guy. That is Exhibit A right there.
Hey, shut up!
Everything he does in this movie is despicable and gross.
My head's buried in a toilet.
It's a good preview of a marriage with Ike Turner.
Why don't you do the math, okay?
Rachel McAdams is an American sweetheart. Anyone that's mean to her is immediately just going to be a bad guy.
Honey, it's okay to be vulnerable sometimes. It's just me.
Not that psychobabble bullshit that your mom tells you, okay?
Let me tell you, Sack Lodge is the second man I've ever hated. Because anyone that's mean to my girl Rachel is going to get it.
You don't know shit.
My next pick, I'm going with Alex Forrest from Fatal Attraction. I told myself I'd at least have a woman on here. Michael Douglas's Dan has a weekend-long affair with her, and by the end of it, he realizes that she is totally bonkers. She announces she's pregnant. He's like, abort it, because I have a family. And she's like, I'm not gonna be ignored, Dan.
I'm not gonna be ignored, Dan.
She begins stalking him and taunting him, leaving insane messages. Here's the thing, I'm on board with her until she boils the family rabbit, also kidnaps their daughter for the day. She just kind of goes a little too far. I don't know.
You want respect.
Glenn Close should have just won that Oscar, and then we would have ended this whole thing. It's incredible. It's incredible acting, and I'm happy to have her on my team.
With my next pick, along the lines of Trevor, I just don't understand how anybody could be mean to Rachel McAdams, because like she's so nice and sweet, but also she's my next pick because Regina George is a bad guy. She is pure evil. She literally has a book written up to where she just craps on everybody. She mandates that Wednesdays are the days that they wear pink. Like, no freedom of choice. No one's allowed to pick what they wear Wednesday unless it's pink.
On Wednesdays, we wear pink.
That's dictatorship. Regina George sucks.
Especially whenever she tries to set Katie up with Aaron Samuels, and she just kisses him right in front of her. Who does that?
Gretchen's parents bought her a really nice pair of hoop earrings, and she couldn't even wear them because she said hoop earrings were her thing.
And I had to pretend like I didn't even like them, and it was so sad.
Trevor, I'm sorry, but you can't sit with us!
Sorry.
Regina George, I'm glad she got hit by that bus.
And shove it right up your hairy.
She's a bad dude.
I would have voted for Katie Heron because she pushed her.
For my next pick, I'm going to pick a really bad guy. A bad guy who took over an entire town, and Patrick Swayze had to fight it back to get control. Brad Wesley from Roadhouse. This guy, he gets everyone in the town under his thumb. He was sleeping with this hot chick who Patrick Swayze wanted to be with, who was also a doctor somehow.
Doc. I don't think she has a name in the movie.
No, she doesn't. He sends one of his goons across the lake to blow up his landlord. Luckily, he survives. And then Patrick Swayze has to rip his throat out. Brad Wesley is just so comically bad.
J.C. Penney is coming here because of me. You ask anybody, they'll tell you.
His goons are hilarious.
I used to guys like you in prison.
It's just awesome. He sucks and he's a bad guy.
My next pick is one that I guarantee you 75% of the people watching this have not seen. I am going with Chris Wilton from the Woody Allen masterpiece Match Point. Bad guy. Should I even talk about this? Because honestly, if you haven't seen this movie, watch it as soon as this video is over. Skip ahead a minute. So Chris is a tennis instructor who starts seeing Chloe, but also starts having an affair with her sister-in-law, Nola. And the affair lasts for about 2 years, and then eventually Nola ends up pregnant. She is like, Chris, oh my god, you need to leave Chloe or I'm gonna tell her. And he's like, Nola's great in bed, but I'm better off with Chloe. So he stages a robbery in Nola's building, shoots the poor innocent little landlady, and then shoots his pregnant mistress. I mean, whoo!
That's a bad guy.
That's a bad guy.
With my next pick, probably the most evil school person that has ever been in movies, Miss Trenchbull. This is pure bad guy to the core. No redeemable qualities about this woman. She's pure evil. She looks evil too, so it's not like she's hiding it. She's literally the bad guy. She has a chokey where she literally sends kids into this locker basically that has spikes in it all the time. Like it's a normal practice. Plenty of nice kids are at the school. Little girls on the playground with glasses and blonde pigtails just trying to have a nice recess. She'll pick them up by the ponytails and literally hammer throw her 30 yards like she's freaking in the Olympics. No, you're just a bad woman. What are you doing? Who does that? And on top of that, Fat kids love one thing, cake. He literally gives a kid so much cake that he doesn't even like cake anymore. Like, taking away his favorite thing by making him eat 2 freaking whole cakes. And then, even when he overcomes his inability to maybe scarf down all this cake and powers through it thanks to the love of his fellow classmates, Matilda and company is licking the plate, and Miss Principal, I shit you not, I rewatched it last night, she literally takes the plate and smashes his head with it and breaks the plate with his head and shatters the glass. Thank God the kid is not even phased. He's just stew-eyed from finishing all the cake and powering through it, that he doesn't even fall down. He just burps. And it's funny, because he burps instead of dies immediately from the reckless actions of Miss Principal.
For my next pick, I'm going to pick Derek from Step Brothers. This guy sucks. He berates Katherine Hahn for her singing lessons.
Flat. It's so flat. You don't even look good while you're singing.
Anyone that watches a Dane Cook pay-per-view is gonna be a bad guy.
Dane Cook, pay-per-view, 20 minutes, let's go!
Derek makes Dale forget his dinosaur.
When I was a kid, I always wanted to be a dinosaur. And then one day my dad said, Bobby, you're 17, it's time to throw childish things aside. And I said, okay, Pop. But he didn't really say that. He said, stop being a dinosaur. And thought to myself, I'll go to medical school, I'll practice for a little while, and then I'll come back to it. I lost it. The point is, don't lose your dinosaur.
Eventually they do make up in the end, but he's been tormenting him his entire life. He literally starts a chant when Brennan is singing like a beautiful choir boy on his talent show. He starts a chant about how he has a mangina and gets the whole school to start singing it, including his parents and the janitor. It's just so rude.
My next pick, Big Ern McCracken from Kingpin. He is just awful. It's Bill Murray in top 4. He has a dope-ass bowling ball and a ridiculous comb-over. He completely just screws over Roy Munson the entire movie. He actually gets Roy Munson's hand cut off and then pretty much taunts him about it 20 years later.
The first couple years, I felt responsible. How you been otherwise?
And then ultimately beats him in a bowling match. Bill Murray is hilarious in this movie if you have not seen it.
My next pick doesn't look like much, but in reality, I'm picking one of the most devious characters in all of film history, Boingo from Hoodwinked.
Oh my god.
This whole entire fairy tale world, basically, what's their most popular business? Oh yeah, recipes and treats and desserts and cooked items. That's what this town runs on. And what's Boingo decide to do? Steal all these recipes and then make all the recipes into his own recipes that he will build and sell all to the public as one food brand and take all of the other nice, cute fairy tale creatures out of business. You look at him and he's a rabbit and you're like, haha, he's just a cute bunny. Not suspecting him at all. In reality, he is crafting the most evil plan that could ever be devised. And he makes Red Riding Hood cry.
Go home and cry to your granny.
And kicks her in the face.
Kablam!
What are we doing? He literally tries to kill Granny. Sweet innocent Granny who happens to like doing extreme sports. It's okay. You might just want to have fun. She's old. Don't kill her. Yeah, let her go banzai. Banzai! Just let Granny be Granny. Let her live. I am very glad that he does not wind up being top of the woods.
You've been hoodwinked, baby!
My next pick, Dusty Dinkelman from the movie Just Friends, now goes by Dusty Lee. Can't tell you how much he sucks. Makes up a song about Jamie's smile. He uses it as a parody and inserts any other girl he's trying to lay with that name. So when Jamie smiles, when Jessica smiles, it doesn't matter. It's going to take him miles, no matter what.
When Jamie smiles, it takes me miles.
He steals Ryan Reynolds' thunder right as he's going to steal Jamie. He comes back with his nerdness and plays all of his charm because then he got rid of his braces and his acne. And he was playing the guitar. There's one clip of just him in a church where he's fighting with Ryan Reynolds, where people are holding him back, and when no one's looking, he looks at him and sticks his tongue out. That's a bad guy move right there.
My last pick, Frank Booth from the film Blue Velvet. This is one of the nuttiest characters in any movie. He just loves getting high. He loves Pabst Blue Ribbon. He also enjoys the musical stylings of Roy Orbison. He has Isabella Rossellini as the sex slave, while also holding her son hostage. He also severed her husband's ear, and it's the whole movie, and he's just a real whack job, always. He's just such an angry little guy, too.
Don't you look at me!
Dennis Hopper, just R.I.P. This, to me, was like his apex mountain.
With my last pick, I'm going to go with, I cannot believe he hasn't been picked yet, one of the most iconic characters in movie history. He's got a nice black helmet. You can never really truly understand what he's saying half the time. He's just menacing. He's in some of the most iconic movies ever made. And that is Dark Helmet. He is literally an absolute lunatic. We all know that movies can be spoiled, and that can be one of the true evil acts if it's a really good movie. This man was trying to spoil his own movie during the movie in hopes that it would help him end up not being a dumb idiot villain guy. But it didn't work because he's stupid and dumb. One of the most frightening things about it is something that really hasn't been done in movies where a villain is integrally related to one of the main heroes in the movies. Like, I feel like there's no real example of anywhere else in media where this has been done before, and the fact that it's such a close relationship in this movie makes it all the worse. It's literally his son's, cousin's, brother's, sister's roommate.
I am your father's, brother's, nephew's, cousin's former roommate.
What's that make us?
Absolutely nothing.
Can we get closer than that? Like, ties exist for a reason, but that might be too close for comfort for me as a viewer.
Anyone that uses the shores for bad, they're bad.
So, here are our picks. Let us know in the comments who won this draft, who had the best list, who had the funniest list, however you want to grade your lists. And also comment below some of your favorites. Let us know if you want us to do this again, because we have so many picks left that we are definitely trying to do a sequel whenever we can make an excuse up to do it. Like and subscribe if you want to see more and you enjoyed this video. We're going to keep them coming.
You're afraid because I'm the big bad wolf.